southbound, I've been hellbound, riding on the midnight train. Going too fast now, think I'll slow down, standing in the pouring rain.
What's going on, guys? Tristan and Tony back with another episode of the One Hell of Life Outdoor Podcast.
Let's go, baby!
And today we got on Dawson Yates. I've been following him on TikTok for a while, and many of you have probably seen his funny videos. Last couple weeks ago, he posted this video of these ducks in the swimming pool, and I'm interested to hear more about that story. But he was coaching them up on how they're going to perform this season. I thought that was pretty funny. But Dawson, thanks for coming on, man. Tell everybody a little bit about who you are and where you're from and all that.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on. This is my first ever podcast, and I'm super stoked about it. I've been listening to you guys for a while. Yeah, I'm Dawson. I'm 22. I started posting stuff on TikTok, I don't know, a few years ago. I tried making YouTubes doing fishing videos, and that just never really clicked with me. I started going to college, and I just didn't have time for it and whatnot. But I guess you could say, like, my hunting background, I went on my first duck hunt. Actually, my first ever waterfowl hunt was a goose hunt. It was my mom's boyfriend at the time. I can't remember exactly if I was 10 or 12 years old, but I didn't have my hunting license or anything. And he was just like, "Hey, man, you want to go hunting?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we went out there, and so in Southern Illinois, we used to get a ton of honkers. I mean, a ton. And then that all kind of shifted and whatnot. So, I mean, back then there was still a decent chunk around, but not like there was. And we went down, and it was snowing, and I had on, I don't even remember what camo stuff I'd had, just the cheapest stuff you could find. And they bought me this giant oversized white T-shirt, and I put that on, and they shot a few honkers. I was like, wow, this is cool. And then the next weekend, they're like, well, you want to go duck hunting? And I was like, yeah, can I shoot this time? And they're like, Dawson, you're a little small. You don't have your hunting license. No, but you can go. And I was like, okay, sweet. So we went, they shot a couple ducks, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. Well, then things with that kind of broke off. So I hadn't really hunted again until I think it was my 7th grade year. My neighbor, who I don't hunt with anymore for some different reasons, but he was like, "Hey man, you want to go shoot some wood ducks? They keep flying this creek right behind the house." And I was like, "Yeah, man, sure." And I shot my first ever wood duck hen, and that was my first duck. Nice. I was like, "Wow, this is pretty cool." I had an 870 that I deer hunted with a little bit, and man, that gun was awesome. I should never got rid of that. But yeah, I went with him, and then I went with one of the youth leaders at my church, and it was me and him and his son and then his cousin. They had a little lease, and it was a little flooded cornhole. And we had shot a few ducks, and next thing you know, there was a black duck circling, and they're like, "Hey, dude, black duck, black duck, black duck." And me and the actual guy who had the lease, we doubled on it, and we got back, and he's like, "Oh man, I guess we're gonna draw to see who's gonna mount it." And I was like, "No, man, like, we're on your property, it's all yours." And then, like, as I got more into waterfowl hunting, I didn't really realize like the significance of shooting a black duck around where we're at.
Sure.
But I did that, and then my 8th grade year, I hunted a little bit, and then my freshman year, I became really good friends with one of the farmers around here, and he's got a couple private strip cuts, just like old coal mine grounds. And at the end of the year, they would always load up with divers, and they kind of hunted a little bit, and I kind of got dragged into that. So I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then my sophomore year, I had a buddy that moved.
Do you want coffee that doesn't suck? Get the Duck. Dirty Duck coffee is made specifically for the waterfowl enthusiast. Enjoy flavors like Morning Wood, Dark Dynasty, Cinnamon Teal Snickerdoodle, and First Flight to unlock the flavor that you'll enjoy in the blind for years to come.
Moved in from around the Wren Lake area. He moved into my hometown, and he was a big hunter. I mean, deer, turkey, ducks, geese, it didn't matter. If it was legal to shoot, he was shooting it. And he's like, it was like early goose season time, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to go scout for some early geese?" And I was like, "What is early goose season?" He was like, "Oh, like, we can shoot geese before like the actual waterfowl season, just for like management purposes." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "All right, I'll be at your house at 5 a.m. I was like, "Dude, we got school the next day." He's like, it doesn't matter." He's like, "We got to go down, check out where these geese are. I mean, we got to see where they're roosting at, and we got to go check and see where they're going to feed at, and see if we can get permission on where they're going to feed at." I was like, man, well, okay, whatever. So we did that for a couple of weeks, and we ended up getting on a couple of groups. I was like, wow, like, this is freaking awesome. And then teal season comes around, and he's like, "All right, man, 5 o'clock. I'll see you at the house. We got to go scout." I was like, all right. And then like, I don't know, I just kind of fell in love with it. And then he graduated and I started going with my cousin a bunch. And I was like, wow, like I really just enjoy this, like every aspect of it. And like it kind of gave me something to do. And
Sure.
because I mean, I guess I like humans in general, you almost have to have something to cling on in your life to like kind of keep you focused and motivated and that kind of thing. And my whole life it was basketball. And then as I started getting older in like high school, college, I was like, dude, this hunting stuff is like this is like a feeling like no other. Like if you don't actually hunt, it's hard to explain the experience that you actually get from that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I started hunting a bunch with my cousin, and then I had another. I was a senior on the basketball team, and he moved in as a freshman, and he hunted a bunch, and he was like one of the guys that was going to play up on the varsity squad. And my coach was like, "Hey, man, you should probably like kind of take him in and mentor him and stuff." And he ended up being like he had been a duck hunter his whole life, and he's like, "Hey, man, you want to go hunting?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." It's like I hunted a little bit here and there in high school, but then when he came along, that's when we really started going a bunch, and I was like, wow, this is cool. He probably just wanted me to carry decoys or be another person to pitch in for gas to scout and stuff. But
Sure.
yeah, he got me into it, and I was like, wow, this is like you can't beat this, honestly.
Yeah.
That kind of off and on throughout high school, college. Got out of college. I played basketball in college, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to hunt. Got out of college, and
Where'd you go to school at?
I went to John A. Logan.
Okay.
It's a small junior college in Carterville, Illinois.
Yep, I know where
They're known for
Carterville is.
their yeah, they're known for their basketball and baseball there.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to hunt, but every Sunday I was hunting. I was driving back home. But yeah, so I got out of college, and so my friend that I met my freshman year, dogs are trying to get in here. My friend that I had met my senior year, and he was a freshman. He had two mutual friends that actually guided at our local goose club, and I became pretty good friends with them through him. And I was like, wow, like that's cool. They don't have to wake up till like 5 or 5:30, and they get to go out and take clients and hunt and stuff. I was like, that's pretty cool. So then I was like, I wonder how I could get into that. So I just offer anytime I was free. Is like, hey man, if you guys ever need help, like picking up decoys, setting out spreads, if you guys, I just bought a camera. I was like, if you guys want like help trying to film something, like I'd love to go out there. And they're like, yeah, sure, that'd be awesome. So I did that for about 2 years, and finally one of my buddies got a bigger job where he couldn't guide as much, and they're like, hey, a spot opened up if you'd be interested in it. And I was like, I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't think I'm qualified to do it. And they're like, dude, it's all right. Just like, we'll come out, you blow your calls, we'll talk hunting and stuff like that. And he was like, I went out there, met with him, I blew my calls, and he's like, okay. He's like, I think you could do it. And like we got to talking and stuff. He's like, what you got to understand, like right off the bat with guiding is 90% of it is entertainment.
Right.
Like you got to be able to sit there and entertain those people. And I was like, hey man, I could talk to a brick wall. I was like, that's right up my alley. So yeah, so I started guiding 2 years ago, and that's when I kind of started like making TikTok videos about hunting, because like I mean obviously if you're going and you're gonna pay, like you're gonna go pay for a hunt, you want to shoot birds, and I'm the same exact way. I want to shoot birds every time I go out there, but I understand the reality that they are a migratory bird, they're a wild bird. And I got super lucky. I never had one group that actually complained like on days where we didn't have good days, and that was pretty cool. I was like, I don't ever see anybody on social media like talking about that side of things. I was like, I'm just gonna like tell stories about the day. Like I got to see so many people get to shoot their first duck, and I was like, this is like a feeling that you genuinely cannot explain. Like that made me smile more than if I were to go out there and shoot my limit of mallards or something and go home. Like it's just, I was like, I don't know, I'll talk about that. And then like, I'd have a funny story that day and I would talk about that. And like, I guess people just kind of started resonating with, like the reality of hunting on my page. And, yeah, it just kind of has went off from there.
Dude. Yeah. Hearing you say that, it totally makes sense. Cause I think, a lot of guides, like there's a lot of them that are just like great hunters, but like you put a phone in their hand and like it's they might as well be looking at a foreign object, you know what I mean? Like a lot of these guys are just not like tech savvy at all. And I think you bring up a good point, like like the best guides are those entertainer types, like you said, and can make a bad hunt still be a good time, and sharing those stories, and I haven't seen the videos you're talking about of sharing those stories, but I'm interested to see this year, or look back, maybe see some of your old videos, because I see what you're saying with the niche there, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And like it was so cool to me because I mean when I got into hunting, obviously there's people that ruin it for others, and I noticed right off the bat I was like, I don't want to be that kind of person. I was like, I'm not going to be the one that's going to start a fight over who's going to get to this hole. I'm not going to be the person that starts a fight because I want the decoy spread set this exact way or that exact way. Like I just want to be out there and enjoy it. I mean, if that one decoy is 2 foot to the left, so be it. Like it's not going to hurt my feelings.
Right.
And like I noticed that right off the bat. Like I don't want to be like that. And I don't know. It's just you see a lot of negativity towards a lot of different things in it. And I was like, if I could bring some type of positive impact on, even if it's just one person, then like I did what I was trying to do.
Yeah, no, I totally feel you on that. So me and my dad, like, and you and I haven't really talked too much about our backgrounds or whatever, but when me and my dad started our like YouTube journey and all that, that was kind of part of our motivation too, was like, you know, you can't ask like an innocent question anywhere about anything or you're just going to get roasted, you know? And,
Exactly.
and, that was just kind of like our motivation to like kind of show the good and the bad of everything and just kind of be like, show the reality of hunting, like you were saying. Because, you know, there's somebody out there that is experiencing the exact same thing, but is like too afraid to, you know, ask and didn't have a mentor to teach them some of these things. You know, I think, like you were saying, it sounds like you had a lot of, you know, fortunately a lot of good buddies and stuff to kind of show you things along the way. And, I've always been, you know, really, you know, thankful I've had my dad to show me things along the way too.
Yeah, man. You know, the biggest thing that I think about is that, you know, like before we had internet and social media and everything, dude, every single hunter I knew, everyone was great. I mean, I'm not lying. Every single person. Because I guess maybe that the ones that good people just don't give a shit about, you don't hear about them, you don't associate with them. All you do is you associate and hang around with the people that you love hunting with, or, you know, helped you give you a good experience or something like that, you know? And so sometimes in my mind, I kind of take myself back, and that's what initially alarmed me about, like, dude, what are you people doing? And I mean, yeah, you can never get rid of jackasses in this world, and jackassettes. No, but you never get rid of them. But dude, listen, I don't want the perception of the general community, and more importantly, the observing community that ring around us that just sees what we post. You know, like we can get down a big rabbit hole about, you know, you post a picture of a deer, put its tongue in its mouth, wipe the blood off, stand in front of the hole, you know, whatever it is, you know, just there's a lot of things we can do. And, you know, that's the big thing, is that we got to shut that shit down. And I think that through, you know, channels that we are associated with other media folks, you know, from individual people that have big followings that, you know, we talked about with Billy and Dr. Duck on the podcast, just we are making such a big influence that it's kind of like pushing all that stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if somebody it's in the teens that morning and maybe you're chasing ducks or geese, but now it's September and it's 85 degrees and you're hunting early teal or geese. As a waterfowler, you need dependable weather protection that will not break the bank. Founded in 1996, Frog Togs is not only the leader in breathable waders technology, but a company you can depend on to keep you warm and dry, head to toe, no matter your hunting environment. Young and was just following that just out of, like, I don't know, just didn't know any better, I guess. You know, that they were in that. It's no different than somebody growing up in the inner city and somebody growing up in the country that got taught all the manners by their grandma. You know, you grow up in this environment, and the only way that you know how to get out of that environment is something that tempts you, you know, to do this, or, you know, like the first time we all went hunting.
Right. Dawson, I thought you brought up a good point too about the transition of like sports to hunting, because I didn't play college sports, but like was ate up with football at one point in my life and really wanted to. And I feel like I've always kind of felt that way too. Like hunting was that replacement for me, and probably a lot to do with the camaraderie, but there's still like that competitive aspect, at least for yourself, to be successful, you know, maybe not necessarily against people all the time or anything like that, but more so just give yourself a motivation.
Oh, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, hunting is not easy. Waking up at 2, 3 in the morning and going out and running to a hole or making sure that like everything, it's not easy whatsoever. So I feel like it's almost like you're competing with yourself just to like almost be better in life in general. Like that's what hunting is for me, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just the people that, I mean, you're a product of your environment, right? And,
Exactly.
And like we've talked to so many people about like, it's so crazy. We could have people on here for the first time, like you tonight on this podcast. And like 3 weeks from now, I'd be like, dude, I've known him for like, I'll ask Chris and be like, how long have we known him? I'd be like, 2 months. I'd be like, no, it was like a year and a half or two. You know what I mean? Just, you feel everybody's cut from the same cloth.
Exactly. It's so funny because like I've listened to you guys for a while. I forgot where exactly I had first seen you. It might have been I don't remember exactly when it was, but like I started listening to you guys and like so I listen to podcasts 8 hours a day at work. I'm allowed to put one AirPod in. So I'm a podcast junkie to the end. Like I love them. So when I first found out about you guys, I remember the first one I might have listened to might have been Donnie, actually.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
And that was a great first one to listen to. But I listened to that first one, and then I went back and probably listened to like 6 or 7 other ones within the next 2 days. And I was like, these are the kind of people that like I could sit around at a campfire and have a beer with, or I could wake up at 4 in the morning and go hunt with. Like those are the kind of people that like I would want to be around for sure.
Well, thank you for supporting, man.
Yeah.
And speaking of Donnie, man, I know you are a Frog Talks guy too. I mean, I'm really excited with to hear what they're doing, see what they're doing. I mean, they've been pumping out some outstanding content. And, like on that podcast, Donnie made a point to say that, you see kids walking around wearing Shin and Sitka, and kind of Frog Talks' next mission is to kind of change that to where they're wearing those Frog Talks hats.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like Donnie and I talked, and the thing is like Frog Talks has been a company for what is it, almost 30 years now?
Yeah, 96.
And like, yeah, so almost 30 years now. They're like, you obviously know you're not going to have a company for 30 years and not make great products. The only thing with that is they're not considered, I guess you could say, like the cool brand, like some of these other ones are.
Sure.
And I think like Donnie's mission is to kind of get Frog Talks back on the map, but like in the hunting world, and like make it, I guess you could say cool, but I don't know if that's the best word for it, but.
Yeah, no, that what it is simply is just portrayal of a lifestyle of a brand, and that's what those big ones do such a great job of is, you can see yourself in their product doing that with success or whatever it is. And, that's no different. It really isn't. And Donnie's going to just make some shit really, really seriously change over there and not hammering what they were doing before, but, Frog Talks obviously recognized that, look, we need somebody that's current, that knows how to take us to the next level, and they picked the right guy.
They did. Donnie is awesome.
What did you think about, did you see the golf one today, Dawson?
Oh my gosh, it was.
Isn't that great?
I was like, how does someone even do that?
I know, that film guy is insanely good.
It's so impressive to watch.
I know, man, I know. So what, I know you got, with Talking Timber, that's your brand, right? And you plan on doing a podcast too?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we started out with the hats and apparel, and we really kind of just wanted to like get some credibility, get the brand out there a little bit, kind of get the idea of what's going on. And obviously Talking Timber kind of goes as a pretty good podcast name.
No doubt.
But yeah, that's our goal, because like I actually get a decent chunk of messages every day of people, and they're like, hey man, I've never hunted before, like where do you think I should start out? So my idea is to get people that are like well known in the hunting industry and the call making industry and things like that, and get them on here and like let them share their backstory. Extremely similar to what you guys are doing, and just like give a platform to those people, and let those younger guys and people that haven't hunted before, whether it's a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old, or a 50-year-old, and they're just like, hey, I don't know where to start. Okay, well, here's where this person started, and this is where it's taken them.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. And there's so many people too that like that you would, I mean, that are just a plethora of knowledge that, don't necessarily have the biggest followings, or just extremely talented. They're not the biggest social media person, but, might make incredible duck calls,
Exactly. And that, like, I went down to our first ever, I guess you could say, vendor event was the R&T's Callapalooza event this past summer.
Oh yeah.
And like, we were not prepared like whatsoever. We had no idea what we were doing, anything like that. And I had actually met Nate and Aaron through TikTok, and they own Wingman Calls, and like they were like extremely great hunter, makes some super good calls, and like they were just super willing to help us out. I met a bunch of different call makers and stuff, and it's like I look at their TikTok or their Instagram, and like they just don't have a following, but like they make great products. So like if we can give them a chance to get on there and actually get to like express like, hey, this is what we do, this is how we did it, this is how I started, that kind of thing. So if it could I guess influence somebody, not necessarily influence, but like give somebody a path to try to get on, to be that kind of way.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. So tell me about this. I know you got like I keep seeing these videos of I guess it's your like man cave hangout spot. It looks freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah. So I bought this house just over 2 years ago. So yeah, I right before I turned 21, I bought this. I have a 24 by 56 garage, and then it's got a 3/4 sliding wall, or a 3/4 wall with a sliding barn door, and it cuts off like a 24 by 24 space. And I wanted that to be like just my shop area, like tools. If I ever need to work on anything, pull my side by side in there, that kind of thing, and just keep my boat and my truck on the other end. And my buddy was like, "No, Dawson, like we're making this the hangout spot." And I was like, "No, like the whole thing, man, like it's gonna be expensive." And then he's like, "Dude, it's gonna be worth it." I was like, "Whatever." So I'd actually broke my hand, so I wasn't doing much, but I was like, I could go out there and clean that out. So I went out there because when I bought it, it just had a bunch of random junk in it. And so I went out there and cleaned it out. My buddy was like, "Oh my gosh, like you actually got it started." And I was like, "You convinced me. Let's just do it." So I got another buddy that works in construction. I paid him to come in, insulate it, put OSB up, and then I bought pallet wood and like old barn tin on Facebook Marketplace. We put all that up, and then my buddy and I built a bar. And then we went around to antique shops, buying signs and just cool things like that. We put a pool table in there. We actually had we played poker out there quite a bit. We haven't lately, but when I first bought it, that was kind of like the poker room. We all go out there and play Texas Hold'em on Tuesday nights for some odd reason.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a old chute there, or not old chute, an old firewall there to put a fireplace, like a wood stove. They took the wood stove out, so we got one from my old house, put it in, and we were all actually sitting out there playing poker one night. And so my buddy put a piece of barn tin right there where the flue goes into the firewall, and the pallet wood had went behind the tin that he put up, and he forgot about it, and it got so hot it actually caught it on fire.
Oh my!
When we was out there playing poker one night, and we all jumped up, ran out, grabbed the garden hose. We sprayed water on there for like an hour straight. Like it could have turned really bad. And I was like, "Yep, not doing this ever again." So my other buddy that helped me do all this stuff, he actually works for an HVAC company, and he was like, "Man," he's like, "There's these people that they'll be like one little thing wrong with the unit, and they want a whole new unit, and then we just scrap the unit." He's like, "My boss said that we could find a unit like that. You might have to put like $500 to $1,000 into it, but then we could put heat and air out here." I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's perfect." So he found a unit. I think I spent like $500 or $600 total between the wire to run it, and I forgot what piece it was exactly. Something with the blower motor in there, and we put that in there. I was like, "Oh, now that we got heat and air, like let's put a projector in here. We can watch football." So then we put a projector in there, put some new couches in there, and we watch football out there. We have a few beers out there. We used to play pool, but I bought a cheap pool table and ended up getting broke. But yeah, it's we clean all our ducks out there. It's a pretty fun little spot.
Dude, it sounds like you got it going on back there.
It gets wild. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. I love playing Texas Hold'em, and especially like after a good day of duck hunting, if you got a good crew together and sit down and play some cards, it's a blast.
Oh, it's hard to beat for sure.
Yep. So are you guiding still this year, or what do you got going on this year for duck season?
So I plan on traveling a little bit this year. I'm going to tell the people that I do guide for, like, hey, I'll guide when I'm available, but I do want to kind of get out there and meet a lot of different people. Because this TikTok stuff it's kind of swept me away, because like I never imagined it would even be this far.
Mm-hmm.
And I get messages from people all the time. "Hey man, if you want to come up here and hunt, you want to come here and hunt, you want to come here and hunt." And I'm just like, I don't say no to people like almost ever. So I'm like, oh, dude, let's make it work. Like, let's make it work. And so I plan on traveling a bunch this year. But I'm gonna guide when I can. Like if I don't have a hunt lined up, or I'm just completely out of money and can't afford to travel somewhere to hunt,
You're right.
I'll stay around home. But like I'll hunt with my buddies more this year because the past 2 years with me guiding, I wasn't able to hunt with my buddies that don't guide a whole lot. So I want to get back into getting to hunt with them and back to. I mean, I have nothing wrong or against guiding, but like it does almost kind of turn into a job,
No doubt.
and I kind of want to get back out there and just experience getting to hunt in general and not worry about making sure everybody's super safe and that kind of thing. Like just kind of relax a little bit, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no doubt. I think about that a lot. Just one of our good friends that owns Delta Thunder Outfitters out in Cache, Arkansas. Just seeing his day to day. I mean, you know, he does. Oftentimes he'll do teal early, spec season, duck season, 60 days, and then snow goose. And it's just, I mean, it's constant. I mean, and just, I'm always like, we're out there and we're like, you know, trying to film a video and have a good time. And, but he's still running a business, you know what I mean? So you can tell it wears on him as much as he tries to be. I mean, obviously he loves it. That's why he does it. But I think that's important aspect to bring up to anybody that's wanting to be a guide is you better really love it because it's a grind.
Oh, for sure. And last year, I guess like a couple of my videos that did go kind of big were just me talking about guiding. Like, hey, this is what happened today while I was doing this. And I had a bunch of people messaging me, hey, how'd you get into it? How'd you get into it? How'd you get into it? And like, I thought about making a video recently, but it's not really relevant at the moment. But like guiding, which like I said, I don't think I'm the most qualified hunter, I guess you could say, to guide.
Right.
But like it's not all rainbows and sunshine. There's days where it sucks, where it's slow, and you have to make sure that your clients are entertained. I mean, you're responsible for, I mean, however many people are in your pit or you're blind, like you're responsible for them. And I'm not trying to shy anybody away from it. I absolutely love it, but just make like it's not all sunshine and rainbows. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I'd imagine not. Looking back on it, like, is there any hunts with clients in particular that was just like, man, that was like, you guys have no idea how awesome this hunt was?
So I had 3 kids from Kentucky. They had hunted all season. I think 2 of them were 19 and 1 was 18. They were, I think, 3 hours away or so.
This summer, make memories on Florida's Forgotten Coast with Williamson Outfitters. From inshore and nearshore fishing to scalping and snorkeling in the bay, plus custom boat tours made for family fun, they've got something for everybody. And when the sun sets, it's time for a nighttime flounder gigging adventure you'll never forget. Small group or big group, day or night, Williamson Outfitters has a fleet of boats and a team of licensed captains ready to take you out. Call or text Captain Chris at 850-251-8650 or visit floridaducks.com. Williamson Outfitters, making the Forgotten Coast unforgettable.
And so I have this one hole at the club that we hunt, and if it's raining, like I want to hunt that hole. It's a little flooded corn hole. It's on the far east side of the property, and most of our ducks are roosted south of us or on the far west side. And but for some reason, when it rains, that hole it's really good. And they've been hunting all season down there publicly, and they shot 1 duck the whole year. And I was like, hey, I don't know how you guys like. I don't know how you guys are doing it. But I was like, there's been some birds on here. I was like, normally when it rains, we have a pretty good day. And I didn't bring my gun because my hand was broke. But I think we ended up shooting, I don't know, 8 or 9 mallards or something like that. It was close to what their limit would have been.
Oh,
and,
nice.
But it was all like, it wasn't us shooting birds, like taking them treetop high or anything like that. It was all ducks that just finished right in our face. The one guy got to shoot his first ever duck. It was a Drake mallard, and he was super stoked. And then like the other guys got to almost get their mallard limit, and they're like, dude, like this is cool. And I was like, yeah, it's awesome, man.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that'd be great for them, you know, after grinding all season long and getting to experience something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest hunt, but it was just like we weren't sitting there trying to scratch birds off and shoot them where it wasn't really a very good shot on them. It was just all birds that had fit. I mean, and don't get me wrong, that's another thing with guiding too, is like you're going to be taking people that have never really hunted much, or it's their first time, and like them operating a gun isn't like their shot's not the best either. So you have to understand like, hey, you might have 20 birds backflapping over the decoys, but you might not take more. I don't know, more than 2 or 3 ducks.
Right.
I got a funny story about that too, actually, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we were hunting this other hole on the west side of the property. This was my first year guiding, and we hunted the first day. We hunted on the actual strip cut, and I forgot how many ducks we shot. We shot a couple, and they shot one that was like halfway across the strip cut. It was swinging real low on the outside of the decoys, and I was like, hey, try it if you feel comfortable. And this guy knocked it down. I was like, that's a crazy shot. I was like, these guys can shoot. So I took him the next day, and I don't know, we ended up shooting 8 or 10 ducks total. But we had I was watching the single mallard. He was circling us. I'm kind of working him and this and that. And I happened to peek out the front of the blind, and there was, I kid you not, there was 20 spoonies back flapping over the decoys.
Oh,
and I didn't have my gun. And all of them, there was 4 of them and 1 of me. I didn't have my gun. So 12 shots came off, and no birds were on the water.
Oh, no.
I was like, guys, come on. Like,
Oh, man. Well, we've all, I think that if you're a duck hunter that is not honest, I mean, everybody has had that, like, dude, I'm not even going to go down those roads, but I mean, we've had some where you just look at your friend or your son or your whoever you're with, and I mean, even Cade's done it. You know, the guides us, and he's been smoking them for years. You know, and I've seen him make incredible shots. And you know, we just all you can do is laugh at yourself. Really, I mean, it can be comical at times.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say there was a funny story from a few years back. I think my dad and Cade and everybody were hunting out there at Delta Thunder. They dropped me and my buddy Austin off at the pit blind, and you know they had to go back and get everybody else or whatever. And it's probably like, you know, you can't go real fast. You're driving through water and all that, so it probably takes 15 minutes to go from the pit blind back, get people, and then come back. Well, they get
going there and back. You're easily half an hour.
Okay, whatever, half hour.
It's a good way. Is his point.
Yeah. So anyway. They take off or whatever and kind of get out of sight, and there's this this field like over to that was just, it wasn't planted with anything. It's all just grown up, and ducks were probably just eating whatever they want in there, and then obviously using it for cover and all that. And this group of teal got up, and I called at them, and they basically, like, this was happening at this field, like, so as people can back me on saying it was 200 or 300 teal, because this is just like what was happening like all the time. And
dude, it looked like a small swarm from my point of view. Just so you know, I go, oh my, like that it's one of those oh my god moments.
They all came in, dude, and we didn't drop a single duck. and my dad called me. He's like, did you guys like get him? And I'm like, well, we didn't kill a single duck.
Oh my god, dude. And I mean, they lit the decoys hard, dude.
I don't know
what
happened.
Sometimes when you're in that situation, it's just so damn chaotic. When you have a scenario like that, it's just like, oh my god, there's no way I can't hip shoot at these suckers and spray.
Surely you're gonna drop
spray
one.
20.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I hope we don't go over our limit.
Right.
I mean, that's how dense that pile was. That I was just sitting there from probably about, I don't know, 300-400 yards away. When I saw him, I could hear Tristan, man. He's just ripping on that call. And next thing you know, I saw him turn. I was like, holy shit, they're gonna light the decoys. And it was fun just watching it from, because when you have that kind of thing and you're in the blind or in the pit or whatever you're in, I mean, imagine if you could always be standing outside of it like I was and be able to observe. It was a neat perspective, watching somebody hunt. And and not drop a bird.
Oh, yeah. When it's a group of like 200 to 300, I've never had anything like that. But I could just imagine me being so overwhelmed, I'd almost forget to like pick my gun up. I'd be like, all right, kill him. And then my gun would be sitting right next to me.
Oh, dude.
That's got to be insanely overwhelming.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, and I'm, yes, I am doing this to plug Cade's business, but if there's two species that is like the staple, if we do this, we're going to really rock their ass. And that is, if there's a big piles of green winged teal like that, which there usually is consistently. I mean, you can go watch our Twisted Teal video. We had several chances last year, us and other Cade's groups that, incredible hunts, and once those teal start doing it, it's like, it makes all the other ducks go, yeah, we'll do it too.
Oh yeah. We have this little saying in my friend group that teal save the day.
Yep. They do.
That's our little saying.
Yeah, dude. And you just need like one group. Like, I mean, honestly, it could be like you're only shooting 1 or 2 ducks or whatever. And it's 9:30, and then you just get that one group to come in, and then 20, 30 of them come in, and you drop a few, and you're like, all right, that was a pretty good hunt.
Yeah. Well,
every time.
Well, when you're in something like that, and I'm going to get on this small tangent about that. And again, just to give Cade credit is, the area he's at obviously is very, it's legendary for waterfowl traffic, and it's not uncommon for us to see groups of like that with teal. I mean, it really isn't. You might just see it on a hunt. And the other thing that is, I mean, like they're making that whole rule change with the pintails. There's places where you're hunting Illinois where you can rock pintails. There's places in Indiana where you can rock pintails. There's a lot of places that people hunt that say, I never see a pintail. I understand that because it's so situational, right? But over there, dude, it's not uncommon to see, I'm not lying, over the course of one hunt, you might see 5,000 to 6,000 pintails, and it's beautiful is what it is. It's so cool. So point being is that, you can go a lot of places to go hunt, right? You can go a mile away from there if you want to, but you might not see the same thing.
For sure.
And it's just
crazy.
It's a really cool experience. Now I'm getting freaking fired up about duck season, man. Come on.
I am too. I'm so antsy. It's sickening.
I want to go shoot some of those blue rockets.
I went and scouted. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was about to ask about. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, we went and scouted last weekend, and I don't know, we saw probably 200 or 300 teal at this one spot that we normally try to go to. And the adrenaline rush when we saw like the first birds, like, oh, there's ducks. Oh, those are wood ducks. And then we noticed like, oh wow, like those are all teal. And yeah, it's got me pretty excited.
When does y'all season come in?
September 6th for teal.
Sweet. And is it 9 days too, or?
I believe so.
Yeah, I was talking to Tristan the other night, and I've got a lot of local ducks out here off our lake and everything like that, but they fly off every year and they come back. I don't know where the hell they go, but I do get like random birds that come in here all the time. Like I had a redhead out there one day, and I'm like, what in the hell? But I've seen probably 6-7 species out there. And just last night when the sun was going down, all the ducks, and I'm getting a ton of geese right now. I guess they're just starting to pile up for early. I guess they're trying to start avoiding the hunting areas.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't hunt any of these birds.
Yeah, no, we can't. It's not uncommon at night. Like during the next month, I might see in waves 40 to 100 birds just come in wave after wave, and then I get to see them launch out in the morning. It's a cool place to be, honestly, to see this stuff. And but last night I was sitting there and I see all of them they're all getting in a big pile out in the lake. All the ducks and geese are, and then I see these 3 come flying in. I'm like, dude, those just caught off the corner of my eye. I was like, man, those look a little faster, than the normal ducks. And they land, and then I hear me, and I'm like, oh baby, come on, let's go.
That's awesome.
In Illinois, Dawson, with what's your take on, or how do you feel like the public land opportunities are out there? I'm just like curious of,
So.
Are there do you get, it's blind draws a lot, right?
So it depends on which area. So most of the areas I hunt, there's freelance holes and then there's draws for all the holes. I don't really hunt. So I know up in the Alton area, there is the blind draws. I've never had to deal with any of that.
Okay.
But most of the holes that we've all hunted the past few years were just walk-in freelance holes. It was just a matter of who got there first kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And we've never really had too big of an issue with running into other people or anything like that, because we never really had a boat to hunt out of. And then my buddy, he's got a boat, but it wasn't like we weren't beating anybody to the hole. It was just a little 16-footer with a 9.9 on the back, and they had a blind on it. So with the blind, decoys, and a couple people, you're going about 7 miles an hour. So we never had to, necessarily compete for holes. I feel like where I'm at specifically, it's a pretty even draw to try to get to where you're wanting to hunt. Obviously, you always need to have plan A, B, C, and D kind of thing, just because of the draw system itself. But I don't know. I feel like I can't really complain about our little the places that I hunt public, at least.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it's good to hear that.
So, but I have heard horror stories about like up there and drawing the blinds and stuff like that. I think they might have changed that up a little bit. I'm not 100% sure on that though.
Yeah, I'm not. Last I heard, it used to be like a multi-year type thing, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's wild to me. I mean, that you could pull a blind for like 2 or 3 years or whatever it used to be, but
I got a couple buddies that hunt up in like the Jacksonville, Beardstown area.
Oh yeah, like Quincy, close to there.
Yep, and they always talk about drawing their blind and going and getting their blind ready and stuff like that. But I haven't personally dealt with any of it. We
hunted, so we still go up and deer hunt like the public land that my dad grew up hunting up by Quincy, basically. And we one time there was I think it was a lottery opportunity. I can't remember exactly if it was lottery or if it was just like a first come first serve thing, but we just like randomly during our deer hunting trip took a little duck hunting trip out there on public land in Illinois, which was kind of cool. We saw a lot of ducks and heard shots, but we didn't have any success. We had like one group of like six wood ducks buzz the hole, and that was about it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of those days.
Yep. Well, man, we appreciate having you on, and tell everybody where they can get in touch with you at.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on. So I basically just do Instagram and TikTok. It's just the Dawson Yates. And then our Talking Timber stuff is talking.timber. I believe that's on both handles. But that's we got some cool hats coming in the next week or so. And we got all the podcast stuff in. It's just me trying to be tech savvy and figuring it out. It's the only issue with it not being launched yet. But
oh, I get it, dude.
Well, good luck. Good luck, bro.
And so much so that I'm such an idiot that I just got a different laptop, and we got this like old crappy one that we've used for the last like 2 years here. I forgot my new laptop that we've been doing the podcast on, so I had to like scramble real quick before this and set this one up. I'm like, if I have to cancel this podcast, I'm gonna feel like such an asshole.
Yeah. He literally walks in and he goes, "Where's the crappy computer?"
That's literally my biggest worry already, is to get an entire like thing, what I feel like would be recorded, and then an hour later I go and I realize it wasn't recording.
Oh, dude.
Like that's already my biggest fear.
I've had it happen twice, but the file corrupted for some reason. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen with this one, but I got done and went to like export the audio, and it's like, yeah, corrupted file, and I'm just like, I just wasted an hour of somebody's time. I'm like, yeah, that sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, man, stay in touch, bro. This summer.
For sure. I was gonna ask, are you guys going to NWTF? I think that's probably the next bigger event.
What's that, like second weekend of February or something like that usually?
Yeah, something like that.
I'd like to, man, because it's only like 3.5 hours from us, and actually Nashville's a pretty good meeting point. It's probably 3.5 from you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exactly 3.5 from me.
Yeah. No, I've been wanting to go. I mean, I just know, like, I know you went to Delta this year, and like we've been to Delta in the past, and we're at Ducks this year, and those are such a blast, and just like the camaraderie going out after the shows and hanging out with people. Like, I would imagine NWTF being in Nashville. I mean, I'm sure it's a blast.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if I could go there and have some dude, like, as soon as I walk on Beale Street, some dude's like, I need volunteers.
That's not Beale Street.
Oh, not Beale Street. What was it?
Broadway.
Broadway. We were down there, and some guy's like looking for volunteers. I'm like, what? And he goes, this dude's going to jump over like 5 people. And I'm like, well, I'm 6 foot tall, bro. Let's go, you know? And
Oh wait, what are you talking about?
when we were in,
at Ducks, yeah.
yeah, but it was on Beale Street, wasn't it?
Right, yeah, on Beale Street, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, some dude's like doing flips up and down the street and everything. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to be part of this evil Knievel guy. And dude, like, no shit. Like, I went over there and then when he has this all lined up, I'm like, he's going to jump over all of us. And they had us like standing from left to right, short to tall. And I was the tallest one. And they're like, all right, everybody bend over. I'm like, come on. You know, I mean, I thought I was going to see some freaking Matrix shit or something. But he still, dude, he went flying and did like a front flip he did over the top of it and landed it perfect.
Five reel. I posted on my story.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, to his point, you know, it's just, I don't know, you just get out and you enjoy the culture and have a good time wherever those shows are at. And I'd love to be able to make it up to that. You know, I also want to go. Does Illinois still have the Illinois Deer and Turkey Classic?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you.
They used to run that out of Peoria.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I know they do. I think they already had it because I got a buddy that started his own little company, and he got invited to go be a vendor up there.
Yeah, it's usually during the summer sometime, if I remember right. But that was always a big show when I was younger. I'm curious to see what that's like. But yeah, no, we're definitely going to be doing our best to get as many shows as that we can this coming year for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be looking forward to actually getting to shake hands with you guys.
Yeah,
man, sounds great. And yeah, let's keep in touch. And hopefully we'll run into each other at the show. But if you have any questions about, you know, how to not screw up a podcast, I can try to help you from personal experience.
Yeah, is this number 150?
Yeah, actually, I think you're our 150th podcast. So
yeah, man, big milestone, big milestone for us and you to be a part of that. So
it's
thank
either
you.
150 or 151. I gotta check.
Yep.
Either way, I appreciate it a ton.
Yeah, man.
Well, man, thank you again, and everyone check out Talking Timber and Dawson on TikTok. He's a funny follow. So.
Dude, you are.
All right, man.
I appreciate you guys.
I've been southbound, I've been hellbound, riding on the midnight train. Going too fast now, think I'll slow down, standing in the pouring rain.